All right, this will be take two, Libra. Take two for June 2023, Lenormand reading. All right. No matter what happens, I am not pushing that button. Oh, I don't know why I do this to myself. Anyway, um, I'm just going to quickly kind of rush through this again. And hopefully I don't miss anything that I pulled out last time, but we'll see. So there is some sort of um, a small house from a family small house. There is some sort of loss of a family home, or um, this, I also started talking about some kind of spiritual meetup, a place where people gather, um, a community of people, a spiritual community gathers, a place of that. There's also funerals here. Um, like this could be like working as a beautician in a funeral home. This is also working in a funeral home. This is also moving big boxes in the home. This is a family's loss of, or losing someone's health in the family, kind of dwindling down and not feeling so well. I hate to say that, but I do have the cross and the mice there in the middle. This is also though going to a graveyard. There's something about like a graveyard and bringing something and taking something. So there's an exchange here in a graveyard of some kind. I don't know why. There's a blessing bestowed upon some sacrifice potentially, that has to do with some struggles or difficulty in life. There's something beautiful that comes out of that for some reason. There's a blessing. There's also talent, some sort of talent or recognition that is are being recognized with the sacrifices that have been made in the past. There is, like I said, there's some sort of cemetery. This could be of the ill. There's some illness that has to do with the cemetery or something. Um, this is also meeting at a hospital or meeting at a hospital, because it is a place of healing and respite, right? So there's also like flowers here. There's lots of flowers. This could be just gifts, people bringing you gifts, to help you wish you well and get better, or wish somebody in your family well and get better. There's this big changes and endings within a family sector or within the health. So there's recognizing sickness and making a long-term plan to battle it as well. There's sacrifices that are beautiful. A beautiful struggle is what it's coming through. There is also familial support. I feel like the cross could be like something that you have to bear, like there's something that you're carrying, um, that's yours only to bear. But I feel like there's community involved with this. There's a team of people helping you with something, or helping someone in your family with something. Um, there's also a spiritual monument out in nature. There's some sort of statue or some sort of There's something spiritual about this place. It could be an old cemetery. Taking photographs is something that's or people take, there's something being taken, like flowers. They take flowers from there, or they bring flowers there. There's a give and a take in this place. There's an exchange of energy. It's very balanced, like you, Libra. So there's this fragility, and then there's this peace. I don't know, there's something here about fragility and peace and calm and tranquility, and yet also having some social aspects of, like, maybe this is an elderly home, like a church-run elderly living living arrangements. This is elderly care. An elderly home, yes. Okay, now I'm getting it. There's things now that are finally coming out. So it wasn't meant to be last time. You gotta roll with the punches, right? So something about an elderly home and at a distance. So you might be, your family might be meeting there. They might have had a difficult time getting out there to visit the family member. Could be a grandmother, grandfather, you know. Yes, sweetheart, I'm doing something right now. I'll be there in a minute, okay? Oh, yeah? Do you hear her, guys? So cute. Something about troubles that have grown. Troubles that have grown. Maybe stress has grown, maybe anxiety. I feel like the birds is more anxiety. I have not seen the birds once all night. All night. Let me just check that I didn't lose the dang card. Oh, I got it. It just hasn't come out. Okay. Yeah, there's some sort of... Someone could be taking down a treehouse as well. I don't have the child card anywhere. It's just something that's coming up. There's some sort of conservation. There's some sort of, like, resort conservation area, public park, something to do with this could literally be Yellowstone Park. I have no idea. I'm just saying what comes to my mind. Somebody's talent or recognition of, there's some sort of being recognized for some spiritual something or other. A spiritual path that's been difficult. Something, it could be also beauty that has been sacrificed by difficulty, some sort of talent that's been stifled or sacrificed for the greater whole. I mean, there's something here about some sort of, it's almost like a tragedy. I feel like it feels like a tragedy. Like, woe is me, like, story of somebody who had sacrificed a lot for their family or for their community or for their. This could literally be a hospital that's just the first line's talking about, and or a funeral home. Second line is like, if you work in a funeral home, that's a really interesting job. So I hope people don't think my readings are too morbid, but it is what it is. There's some spot that's like a meetup. It's like a meetup where people can there's almost a taking of social burdens. There's a taking away of social burdens. Social burdens, social anxiety, the burdens of society. So this could also be a place where people are considered burdens to society and they take them. So like orphans or sick people or a place where people can grow in peace and there's some beauty, some sort of lifting up or beauty there. So maybe children who aren't wanted, or this is a place of misfits. Yeah, that's clear. That's confirmation for sure. So it's, and I don't do all the confirmation proof. I know a lot of people do, and it's totally valid for them. But it's just funny how that happened right then, like immediately after I said that. So, yeah, it's something like a place for misfits. I feel like it's like the cider house rules. Like, I feel like that is what I'm getting. Like a place for misfit toys, place for people who don't belong, but then there's like a congregation of sorts. Not that this has to be a denominational thing. It can be symbolic of a spiritual group or people on alternative paths that meet up and find unity within the group dynamic. There is this kind of family that has been taken. There's a taking away of family. So this is a place where people end up who are broken families or just a halfway house, maybe some sort of people who lose their homes, family, maybe they lose their health and they end up stuck in a situation or, needing help, assistance. I wish I had the dog here. I don't want to keep pulling cards. Because then I just have to do a double layer and I'm another hour in. There's something here about like finding peace. There's like delicate and desolate. Delicate and desolate area, but yet meeting people, having a social life. So there is like, it's like a retreat. That's what it is. It feels like a spiritual or health retreat or both. People who feel like they've lost their youth, they've lost time as well. There's like, this might be to rejuvenate. It's like a rejuvenation type thing. I feel like the lily is about rebirth, so that also comes from what I'm talking about. The cross is also a sign of rebirth, if you look at it at a Christian Catholic standpoint. A home is a box with holes that you can look out of. And it's stuck in one place like a mountain. There's something there about like complacency is death. I feel like complacency is death. There is some sort of home that ends and a new adventure begins. I feel like the mountain represents adventure in this instance. It's also still outdoors, so there's still this like recreational, like conservatory, or somebody could have worked on a conservatory and their funeral is held there at a distance, and there is this like the mice is about loss, right? So it's a loss of somebody in the social circle with the garden above it. There could be a gift of flowers or the bouquet is about recognition, right? So it's being recognized for how being a peacekeeper and being a wise person and being a beautiful person with a beautiful soul. And this has to do with like the family's spirituality. So this could be about the passing of somebody and going to a funeral. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like that's what I'm getting. Some school of thought or wisdom that you've had, you bring to discussion in a social event, or there is some sort of event that's a career, it's a career event as well. It's a retirement party. That's what it is. So there's a retirement party with the lily and the garden next to each other. The garden represents a party, a gathering of people, and the lily is about career. So this is about career, a gathering within the career about an ending. So it's the end of one phase and the beginning of another. So this is about a retirement party. This also could mean that the family is throwing it at the house just because it's a sacrifice for the family. And why would it be a sacrifice? Because they're the ones doing all the work to set it up. So I would say that this is being thrown at the house or at their church, their local church, potentially. There is a gift here there is something being taken from that's it might be a picture. Actually, you know what? I think it is a picture of a landscape. There's a picture being given of a landscape. It could have to do with the family home from the past, or something to do with work, or I don't know. There's like, it could be a conservatory. Somebody could have worked on a conservatory and that's where they're retiring from, or maybe this is their funeral and they worked on the conservatory. There's something here about trusting your spirituality and ending anything that takes from your peace. That's another thing that comes through, Libra. Trust in your spirituality. Trust in your God, your gods, your goddesses, and end what is taking from you and your truth. Something about home aesthetics is coming through as well, and going for home aesthetics, gardening, outdoors. And then there's like this, where to plant a tree, where to plant things, where to put things, placement and aesthetic, which is all your gig. So an ending is stolen from us when our truth is a burden. An ending is taken from us. There's something here, Libra. I'm trying to get like poetic about it, but the metaphor ain't coming through right now. Probably because I'm too tired. Too tired. I can't even barely speak. I think that what the last thing I'm going to say, Libra, is there's something very spiritual about being out in nature for you. There's a lot you can take from being out in nature. There's some healing that can go on. You might have a career in the spiritual fields. There's also there's just so much going on with spirituality and faith. Also faith. So faith and endings. Having faith that everything ends in its time, right? And that there's something to take from every truth we find ourselves in. That's another big thing. Big spiritual advice coming through in the card. There's something about grief and loss and how it can happen on a public level. There's something relating to that. This is also about spirituality and healing and connecting with the earth and finding a home out in the deep out in the country or out in the woods, and having the best of both worlds in terms of being able to meet up with people in a local little town and be out in the country at the same time. And this is also capturing something in a box and then setting it free. So you might catch a rodent in your house, a pestilence. All right, Libra. I'm trying to think of anything else This is also a family reunion. So this is a funeral, this is a retirement party, and this can be also a family reunion. This could be all of them happening in the course of the month of June. You might have moved away from the family. You might be at a distance from the family, so it might be some traveling involved and getting back to the family for a meetup or something. Whatever it is, Libra, you're going to be doing your thing socially this month. There'll be get-togethers, there'll be parties. You might be hosting a family party. You might be hosting a gathering. You might be throwing a funeral. You might be throwing a retirement party. This can literally be about a birthday as well, because I have here the lily, which is about a coming of age and maturity, and a party of maturity, and also what's more indicative of life than death, something we all go through when we're alive, you know what I mean? So I feel like this is just like a cycle of socialization that you will be going through, and you will be trying to escape the social dynamics and trying to get the peace and quiet that you can while you can get it in. All right, Libra, I hope that wasn't too mumbo-jumboed, and I'm sorry that I rushed into it. But I hope you have a great June, and I'll see you in July. Bye-bye.